The National Road Safety Council hopes the petition issued by PMV and taxi operators in the nation's capital be dealt with quickly and accordingly by responsible authorities. Executive Director of the Council, Nelson Terama, said the public cannot be held at ransom again after last week's situation.
If there is a problem, we should be sitting down, meetings, and address all this instead of just going ahead and having unnecessary strikes. People, general public need a good quality service from the, operators.
The petition calls for authorities to look at police ill treatment towards bus crews and the complicated registration process of their vehicles.
But our parties with the police department, we normally do our enforce the motor traffic on the roads.
The Road Safety Council also has an enforcement department that does daily road safety checks with motorists. These checks have stirred up negative responses among motorists and passengers, mainly of bribery and unregistered fines. SILSU KARO, acting officer in charge of the enforcement department, denies that such activities occur between his inspectors and motorists.
We equip our inspectors with traffic enforcement notice. In issuing of traffic enforcement notice, the fines and the offences stimulated itself out there in the TIN book. So as soon as they issue the TIN book, there is no way they're going to get any bribes or any form.
Yet there is still the spot fine at the check sites that get motorists and other observers thinking differently. Mr. KARO explains that spot fines are to make sure the motorists think more responsibly and avoid such a situation in future. The maximum spot fine is 60 kina and minimum is 5 kina. However, the amount may increase to over 300 kina if inspectors find a number of traffic infringements with the motorist.
We as inspectors have to give this motor traffic ticket infringement notice, and we impose fine as well, because when we give infringement notice, that value of the 24 hours will not be felt by the offender, and the offender will not feel guilty that he committed that offense. That's why, in circumstance, whatever means it is, we have to impose fine. And
this motorist was charged for not wearing his seatbelt. He was asked to pay a spot fine of 20 kina and issued a traffic infringement notice. This is registered and logged at the end of the day.
I think they're doing a pretty fine job at the moment. Yeah. I mean, for one, today they caught me without wearing my seatbelt, so safety is pretty important, paramount, so yeah.
And so the National Road Safety Council simply asks that vehicles such as these in the background, unregistered, unroadworthy, and without proper licensing should not be on the road, not just for passenger and pedestrian safety, but most importantly to avoid conflicts such as last week's PMV and taxi drivers strike. SALOME VINCENT, National EMTV News.